Well, Christmas is upon us, and I hope that things are going well for you. But whether they are, or whether things have gone a bit sideways, I want to make a suggestion in this, our last video for Advent 2021. This is the suggestion: stand up for happy endings. Everyone likes a happy ending, and I think most everybody wants a happy ending. But have you noticed that Christmas happy endings seem to be banned, at least on TV, Christmas TV? Ever since the infamous EastEnders shock of 1986, which broke the Christmas happy ending rule, it's been traditional for Christmas TV to be realistic, which essentially means somebody playing Silent Night in the background while people weep and buildings blaze. Happy Christmas. But I sometimes wonder if these shows actually reveal that people are afraid of happy endings. Too fearful to hope, too nervous to put their weight on a happy ending in case it gives way. So they portray Christmas bleakly. Doubtless it's supposed to avoid Christmas sentimentality, but perhaps it's also designed to avoid hope. Maybe we just don't believe that happy endings are possible anymore. So on the one hand, we have this pursuit of the perfect Christmas, and on the other, this fear of life's uncertainty. Well, the first Christmas was a mixture as well. Hard reality and great wonder. A newlywed couple, forced to travel by a military regime, nowhere to stay, relegated to a shed, and visited by unknown farm labourers. If that wasn't enough, the unhinged, power-hungry puppet king decides to do to this baby what he did to his own kids and bump off the opposition. So now the family become refugees in a foreign country. Jesus lived plenty of real life, to the extent that of course he ends up being crucified. Now that's not your standard happy ending. But actually, this is exactly where the bigger happy ending really starts. We've been writing our own human stories with their tragedy, uncertainty, and unwanted endings. But Jesus came to write the other story, the story of life with God, and to call us into it. The story that, as C.S. Lewis said, never ends, where each chapter is better than the last. Okay, but what about my old story? The one that I'd already been living with its mistakes and that bleak final page. What happens to that? Well, for Jesus to write us a new story, he had to live the last page of our old story for us so that we don't have to. The virgin birth means God became human, and he had to be human to eventually go through the crucifixion. He takes our place on the final page of our broken story and then hands us his new, never-ending story with God. When we trust in Jesus, we get his happy ending. And that story, the Bible says, eventually ends with the world we all dream of. Now I saw a new heaven and a new earth. God himself will be with them and will be their God, and God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. And all of this, all this story, this future, this happy ending, is right here in the tiny form, wrapped in cloths, in the manger, in the stable. Mary and Joseph look on, the shepherds running down the hill as the angels had told them to. The Magi are leaving their eastern lands, and the star is shining. And that's why we light up the house and gather together, and why we sing carols. We're not lighting a hopeless fire to rage against the encroaching darkness. We're giving darkness notice to quit, because the true light of the world has come and shines ever more brightly to the dawning of that great day. We're not simply cheering up midwinter for a couple of days. We're pressing pause on the world to give us time to remind ourselves that one day it will always be Christmas and never winter. Christmas Eve, best day of the year, right? Everything is nearly ready, the shops are closing, anticipation is building to something immense, and it's all still to come. And do you ever find yourself late on Christmas Eve when it's finally quiet saying, I wish it could always be like this moment? Because of Jesus, if we grab hold of him and his bigger and better story, it is. It's the bigger story of the bigger Christmas. And it could be your story too. Have a wonderful Christmas. If you'd like to find out more, there are many online Bibles, and we will put links in the show notes on YouTube. Or if you'd like a physical copy of the Gospel of Luke, please get in touch and we'll send you one free of charge. The Bible is where you can find out more about Jesus, and we'd be happy to help you. Helston Baptist Church meets every week in person and has an online broadcast on YouTube. Please watch, subscribe, and we hope you enjoy what we're producing. Have a great Christmas.